Countdown.
Trading bell, my heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks,
Morning, Alex.
seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now.
I'm just working out some stuff here.
Every morning I wake up to
The sound,
of the
trading bell, my heart starts to pound.
daily stock pick trading.
Trading podcast in my ears,
Guiding me through my
my hopes and fears.
Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success.
Yeah, market is red. Voice to music ratio so much better than you, Justin. Yeah, I did. I did. Trust me, I you know, they talk about, I gotta close what I'm working on. I'm working on some Spotfiy comments.
Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow.
I think they Spotify effed up, but it is what it is. And I might as well show you what I'm kind of looking at here. Let's go. I think it's okay. Yeah, let me just make sure I have everything. Yeah. Okay. And see. I took a little course with Trendspider yesterday. And those of you with Trendspider, get on it. Morning, Jacob. I'm learning about Fibonacci's and how good they actually are. Okay, so this is a 2-point Fibonacci on Bitcoin. And I can, let's see, remove this Fibonacci. Okay. And they actually have a 3-point Fibonacci, which is interesting because you put that at the, let me see, what they tell me. They told me beginning of move up, top of move, then on the pullback, it gives you the upper level. So if we pull up the 3-point Fibonacci, beginning of move up on Bitcoin, and then, I mean, I guess that would be, so historically, and that's what I was trying to look at, is has it respected the Fibonacci levels? And I don't think that I have enough data there. It's a weekly candle of Bitcoin. And that's kind of what I'm looking at is, okay, how do I draw these Fibonaccis to for Bitcoin? Because we really haven't seen a pullback. We've seen, Larry, we've seen capitulation, and the MACD is extended on this weekly. RSI is a bit oversold, but I do think on a daily, when you look at it, if we just go back and look at a daily and assume that this is the breakout, again, I'm just learning Fibonacci, so please don't assume that this is like scientific or like a master at work. But it does show, hey, that 105 is a resistance level a couple of times on a daily. And maybe we break out to, 115 is the next level. 90, I think 90 is a support level. I think 90 and 80 and 70 are support levels, because if we just do this, let's do a 3-point Fibonacci here from the bottom to the top to the bottom again. Look at how, again, I hope you can see it. Look at how it's respected 70,000 a couple of times on the weekly, and look at how it respected 50,000 on the pullback. And, right now, a couple of weeklies, it's respecting 90,000. So I like it. Again, I'm just learning this stuff. It's kind of, this is what Trendspider is. This is the learning process of, hey, it's a tool, and they've got so many things in here. And that's why I steer you towards this top level. If you go over here and click on the top link in Linktree, that top level, this is why because it's unlimited one-on-one training. And this is the kind of stuff that they teach you. Now, you can go in and learn about Fibonacci's and stuff like that and just, do your own research. But, God, it's so good to have somebody. Damianos, that's a you question. That's not a, Gary, would you invest in both? I currently, full disclosure, I don't own either one. So, okay, says Larry. I don't own either one. So I think that's a you question. I don't think that's a Gary question. I think that's a you question. Would I? The answer is no. The answer is I wouldn't own either one of them because I don't. And I'm, that's kind of a, would I own both? They're semis. What do I own in semis? My personal portfolio is NVIDIA, and that's it. It's the only semi that I currently own. Oh, I own Broadcom. Sorry, I misspoke. I own Broadcom. So, yeah. And that's not a scolding, Damianos. It's just kind of a, what's the number one rule here? Don't follow a douche on the internet. I'm a large cap tech investor that typically invests in the number one and not necessarily the number two. I do think CRDO is a great stock, and I will own it. I just don't own it yet. And I went over why on one of my podcasts on in the newsletter. I think it's when I discussed the top 10, I think let me see. It is, if you go into the paid section, it is Seeking Alpha's top 10 stocks, part 2. So if you want to watch that one, January 18th on the paid section, that's the one where I went over it, just so you know. I got some big news today. I'm going live on Substack, by the way. Yes, except, I mean, it is. It is expensive. Wall Street thinks it's expensive at 85. It was up 4% yesterday. I mean, ranked in sector number 2. QUBT is number 1. Rigetti is number 3. So Celestica, another one within the technology stock, number 5. So it's just kind of, I mean, for me, it's expensive, but again, I may never get a chance to even buy it at 85. So that's the risk you take on stocks, is nobody will ever tell you it's overpriced, or, you know, I mean, you have to tell yourself. So yeah, and we've missed out. I mean, honest to God, January 15th, when they announced it, when they announced the stocks, the top stocks, let's see, January 15th, it was trading at, let's see, 74. Solid move. I mean, again, when he announced it and I thought it was overpriced, it was 74. Yeah, you could have even bought it here at 75 on January 16th. So we may never have the chance to get in there. Barclays and Marvel and NVIDIA lead AI sector. So again, that's why I love Seeking Alpha too. Not only do I, geek out here on Trendspider, but God, Seeking Alpha is such a, literally, rather than going into Netflix, I mean, we're talking, how much are we talking? Okay. Bottom tier, $50 a month. Disconnect Netflix for a year. You'll have plenty to watch. There's always stuff to watch. So, and geek out on Seeking at those 2 hours that you're watching a movie or relaxing. Learn Fibonacci's. Go and learn, go and look at the top stocks. One top stock that I was looking at this morning, and I'm going to go over it this weekend, PSIX. I don't think did I put it in today's? Yeah, I put it in today's. In fact, not even paid this weekend. The chart is whacked on Trendspider, and the reason is because they switched, and so the strategy tester just doesn't work on it. But I mean, this stock is at freaking $40. So, God, it's amazing. Let's go and pull up the 4 hour. You know what? We're just going to do market scans, because I'll save the pitch for later. Today is one big sales pitch, just so you know. But it's not, it's like a thing. Oh, TLN. Hold on. Did TLN take off? Yeah, TLN is still in that crazy ride. I mean, the Bollinger Band, it's trading at the top of the Bollinger Bands. I do have to go. MicroStrategy earnings release. Interesting. Let's go over here. Thumbs up, by the way. There's 34 people in here, only 12 thumbs up now that I hit it. I just got paid. Talent Energy is such a good one. Okay, nothing in the core. Let's see. We're going to do stock twits again. Let's see if anything in the top mentioned stock twits gets in there. TLN was a find, I think, because I found that one when it turned into a top stock pick. And that's what I'm saying is, if you go into these top stocks, man, and just don't even sort through it. Even the top, remember Steve Kress's favorite one is Stocks by Quant. And he says these are his favorite screen is this one. And he goes into this all the time. PSIX is up there. Rigetti, LX, OPFI, Credo is up there, FMNA, Qubit, Quantum Computing, which is down because they just diluted and it pulled back. But God, I mean, look at this one. This one peaked at 27 and you're trading at 11. Now, does this fit my profile? No. Morning, Mark. It doesn't fit my profile. So I'm not pouring into there, but I'll have total FOMO when it pops. I'm not as what's Viva? Viva Las Vegas. Healthcare. Okay. Not my thing. Nothing in stock twits. Okay. Let's go to, I'm not going to do my own brokerage holding. Let's do top stocks. We're going to look at the top stocks for 2023, 2024, and 2025. I have a watch list of that. I did not, Jacob. You want me to look at DocU? DocuSign I like. It's just expensive. You look at that. On the 4 hour, it's got a retrace to still fill a gap. You got earnings out here. MACD's down. I mean, let's look at a weekly. You're going to use that 200-day as resistance. I mean, it's clear. It's bounced right off it. But your 50 days moving positive. Your Bollinger Bands, you're trading at the top there. So we have confirmation on the weekly as it's seeing a lot more room to run. And yeah, I think I sold this one at, 65. So I got out September of last year, somewhere around there. But DocU, I like this one. I mean, the issue is I think it's expensive. You look at it's turned to a strong buy at what price? $80, and you're at 91 right now. Wall Street says it's a hold, but they have a $95. I mean, that's a 4% price up. 95. The 52-week high is 107. So it's got room up there if you wanted to trade it. Valuation, absolutely nuts. But the PEG ratio with the growth is really good if they can pick up the growth. I think it's got a C because of the levered free cash flow. It's just kind of even with the sector, and it's rated 16 out of 194 in the top applications. I mean, you look at these top ones, Intap, a top 10 pick for this year. I think you could find other places that might be better, but I signed contracts and I'm using DocuSign. So it's out there. It's a software program. I think it's good. I think they're one of the leaders. So I don't mind it, but I didn't get your message. I'm sorry. Any uranium mining stocks, given the Stargate and nuclear, are gaining traction? No. Although CCJ, I've been over this one before, Ray. CCJ is just, I mean, I've been told just buy it. It's kind of what I was told. So I'm going by experts that know more than me. And they said, Cameco, if you're interested in that kind of thing, nuclear energy, then just buy Cameco. It's the big dog in the sector. And, it's setting up nicely. There's a weekly on the 4 hour. You can see, I mean, I can get back into the strategy and look at it. But as far as I've been told, that's the one that I was told, hey, that's the one you want to look at. So I'm not finding any scans. Spider sectors. I may have to log back out and log back in. Maybe I broke it with the thinking of the Fibonacci stuff. Morning, Scott. AXP. I'll look at AXP. Let's look at the watch list. I mean, there's got to be, yeah, okay, there we go. Viking Therapeutics and mRNA. I'm not a huge mRNA fan, but after what I think it was, I forget who said it in Davos, but they said, Moderna and I think it was Jamie Dimon, Moderna vaccine. I mean, you could customize a vaccine. They're seeing it done now where you can customize vaccines. Somebody comes in, they do a genome kind of thing, and then you customize the vaccine for their genome, genetic test. So, that's, to me, if that's the case, that and Moderna is leading in that, good God. The only problem that I have with Moderna is the CEO's a douche. Total opportunistic dude. I just don't like him. And they're burning cash. That's the other thing is they're just burning cash. So here is Moderna on you can see 39, but it's been just a slide. Now, the algorithm loses you 33% over 24 months. That's fantastic, news, because if you bought and held, you've lost 78%. So let me look at DocuSign real quick for Jacob. There you go, $90.35. It was a buy-in. What was the other one? Oh, CCJ was the other one. Let's look at that one. It had a buy here at 49. I mean, again, if you want the 4-hour algorithm, it makes you 55%. Buying and holding CCJ makes you 121%, but you win 44% of the time. So I guarantee you that the 4-hour has a great chart and a great entry to take some emotion out of that trade for you. So let's look at AXP for earnings. And then I'm going to take a short break because I had some tea and your boy's bladder is a little weak. 311 was the price on AXP. Looks like it's stretched a little bit. I mean, the RSI is at 74. If you're holding, I don't know that I'd necessarily get out. That green line is probably a weekly. Yep, there you go. It was trading in this range before it just broke out, and that was February of last year, and it broke out hard, and it's just been on this tear. And that green line that you see right there, it only touches a couple of points. So I think you'd even move this one up. But it's been, in that range. It was a great buy. Extended. I mean, just extended. And then you go and look at the valuation of this one. Valuations, you're paying for the top dog. This is a great credit card company. I mean, literally is a great credit card company. Everything except for the valuation is good. It's been a hold for quite a while. I mean, 271, it kind of got out of that hold, but you're at 322. So you'd be pissed if you did sell it at that price. Wall Street says it's worth 304, and they've chased it up. So, again, financials, I think a company like AXP is set. Let's look at Earnings Hub real quick because I know they have AXP. Let's see what the expectations are. They reported earnings per share last time, $3.49 and $16 billion. So the revenue estimate went up, but the earnings per share went down. So go and read up about that story. But again, this isn't one that I hold. I mean, financial wise, I own Bank of America, Wells Fargo, a couple others. I don't think I own XLF though currently. Let me just put on some soothing music for you, and I'll come back and do KOPN. Okay, hold on one second.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears.
Blue 2 ninjas leave. It's okay, they'll come back. Oh. Damn, don't miss a single show. Let us help you grow. And scene. There we are. Okay, now which ones do I have to go over? PSIX is crazy. I mean, I did got it up, Nathaniel. KOPN. Let's look at KOPN for you. And I'm going to start. Copen Corporation. Got you in at 125 right here. Algorithm does really well, makes you 18%. Average win is 28%, so it's been really good. That gap right there, they don't have for earnings until later in March, so that catalyst is done. MACD's low, RSI's up there. Bollinger Band cinched up, but that candle yesterday afternoon kind of got to that one. Let's see, in pre-market, you're at $1.84, so it's up 25%. I have a feeling this is, I don't even know. Let's say Copen Corporation. Wall Street says it's strong buy, but there's one person. $2.38. So it's trading at $1.82. Nobody covers it. Information Semiconductor. Is there a pop? Oh, they regained compliance with the NASDAQ on Tuesday, December 10th. Let's see. Usually FinViz has like some pop or something. News. Showcase newly advanced near-to-eye micro displays and application-specific optical solutions. If that's what popped it, I mean, there's what's the short interest on this? 1.24. It's got a market cap of 225 million. So it doesn't look like it. I mean, there's not much out there. So Nathaniel, if you wanted to, I would trade it, but it doesn't look like to me. I can't tell much about it other than, it's a $225 million company. And I can't see why it popped. There's no insider data. There's nothing. Doesn't tell me why it popped. So it's a strange one, but you can see the candle yesterday. I mean, that's more interest. Is this did something come out about it, like with Stargate or something? But I'd trade that one, maybe use like the 65 minute. I think you've got Trendspider if I'm right. 65 minute doesn't work all that great. But you can see the candle in the last 5 minutes. That's a 17% candle. And then all of a sudden, it's got, let's turn on the after hours. Right now, looks like it's losing. I would look to if it pulls back to $1.50 or so, because if you look, you can kind of see that $1.59 right there. This candle right here, which is a 65-minute candle, kind of pushed it a little bit, and then it hasn't really tested that. But if you get back there and you think that it's still moving higher, I think that's it. So that's where I would look, but doesn't tickle my fancy. This is just one of those where you can sit and watch the chart for 5 minutes and maybe make 10-15% in a matter of a couple hours. Or you can scalp it for 1% each time. SYM. Okay. And then I got to start this damn podcast. SYM got a gap up here to 36. Symbiotic. Algorithm makes you 29%. Buying and holding makes you 143%. So you take a look at the weekly. We've reset right down here. So the MACD is super, super low. You are trading under the 50-day, and you just got the 200-day. Look at how it used that 200-day, probably without even knowing it on the weekly, and it bounced up. Your Bollinger Bands, they've kind of contracting, could contract more. You're in no man's land at 45 on that one. Go over here. Let's see. Symbiotic. SYM. Let's see. It's a sell in the quant. Let's see why. Has characterized stocks rated sell. The company has a 1-year performance of minus 51%. Is this right? What did I just see on this? Hold on. Why am I seeing this kind of chart? It's a SPAC. I'm not a fan of SPACs. I don't care how long they've been SPACs. I'm not a fan of SPACs. Wall Street has 18 analysts that cover it. They say it's 4% upside. The quant says it's sell because profitability sucks compared to the industry. Momentum sucks. Down 26%. Is it down 26%? Yeah. I mean, that's a negative moving 50-day, positive moving 200-day. So, I mean, without knowing anything else about it, for me, I'd probably get out of this one. Graham Corporation is a pretty highly one, but $511 million. Looks like everything's strong. GHM, again, 11% upside from where it's trading today. Let's go and look at a chart on it. GHM. I mean, look at the difference in the weekly chart. So that's how I would, again, find a rabbit hole. You find a stock like that you hear about. Boom. Do not disturb. So, staff, hopefully that gave you some good ideas. Let's go to the Qs. I appreciate you guys tuning in every day. And feel free to ask me that stuff, not like live on chat. Remember, if you go to Linktree, you can find me anywhere. So I try and respond back as much as I can, but I'm one man. I'm one freaking man. And yeah, that green line on QQQ on the weekly. Oh, come on. What are you doing? It's 9 o'clock. Boom, boom, boom. Again, I think that's a pretty good trend line right there because you see the resistance. So I think if we pull back, you pull back just under 500. So it could. Let's see, core portfolio. Apple is up a little bit, which should help my portfolio. Dell's down 1.93. Everything that was super up yesterday seems to be pulling back a little bit. Palantir's down 1%. Even Roblox is down 1%. Taiwan Semi's down 1%. Nothing's really soaring in the core portfolio. So, yeah. Scott, my Trendspider affiliate, who I'm supposed, you know what? Let me see. I'm on a battle this morning. Let's open up these because I did get a couple of scans, but nothing huge. Let's open with Google Chrome. GE Aerospace just killed it. I mean, just killed it on earnings. And again, earnings is driving this stuff. So Palantir could be the next Oracle. Webbush pushes it up. Salesforce, if you don't own Salesforce, I mean, you own Salesforce because of Mark Benioff. He's the greatest salesperson in the world. And he's basically telling you, hey, we're killing it. NVIDIA. This one went up yesterday. After all the fuss, NVIDIA still holds the weekly horizontal support. So I continue to think that 140, under 140 is a great buy on that one if it gets under there. The Mag 7, I mean, it's just been a good solid ETF if you want to own it. Apple struggles in 2025, but with the other 7 names. Okay, hold on. I'm going to change this. Open with Google Chrome. We're going to change this because I want to get to the chart. But I am going to move this over. Okay. We're going to move this. We're going to move this down here. There we go. Yeah. I'm going to take that out. But we are going to... I usually do this before the pod starts, but... we're going to move that there. Okay. X. There we go. Okay. And then Instagram, this particular clip explains how financials outperform in the first year of every presidency. Semis are on a tear. Bitcoin, I believe 150,000. So does Evercore. But you know who thinks that it's more? It's Larry Fink. Thinks it's going to 700,000. That's the guy who runs the Bitcoin exchange or Bitcoin ETF. So, and if you want a Bitcoin 100% protection, so you get your initial deposit back, you don't lose capital. I mean, it prohibits you from the upside, but it's interesting. Super interesting. And you know, this is an app that I like, Prospero. They've had some good luck. So I like that one. I don't pay for it, full disclosure. Biggest stock movers show you kind of, you know, hey, there's some stuff. This is the stock battle I was talking about. Myself, James, and Nader at 3 p.m. on Substack. So Roaring Kitty posted a video if you want to watch a minute. He's waiting for stuff. And GME took off. Let's see. GME is up 1.45%. I mean, you can see there is nothing moving in this stock other than when Roaring Kitty, you know, puts his stamp. And we're at a dip. And you're up, let's see, it's at in pre-market 28. So you look at it weekly on this one, and it's not stretched, but, you know, a little crazy. But it is what it is. We'll talk about that one. Okay, I'm going to hit record because it's 9:09 right now. And okay, yeah, I got enough. Good morning. It is Thursday, January 23rd, and yesterday was a damn good day for my portfolio. The Qs continue to kill it. We're up, you know, the algorithm got you in at 519. We're going to go over a bunch. The Bank of Japan, 10 p.m. tonight. You could see a mid-August style thing. I was on the phone. We'll talk about the Bank of Japan. I will also try and draw some Fibonacci's in Trendspider live right here. Okay. They taught me about Fibonacci's, and it goes to show you why I want you on that top tier with the unlimited one-on-one training with Trendspider, is because you can do shit like this where you just go to a course and you can, you know, somebody teaches you 2-point Fibonacci's and 3-point Fibonacci's, and they show you how to do it. It's interesting. And these guys are experts. They're product experts when they teach you. So you just ask them, hey, can you show me Fibonacci's and show me a potential, you know, previously? We're going to look at Palantir, and we're going to look at how it monitored support, you know, using the Fibonacci's. Biggest movers, how it's just more about earnings. Bitcoin or semis, which one do you want? Financials outperform in presidencies. We'll talk about Apple. Is it overdone? Talk about NVIDIA and Salesforce and Palantir, and then earnings. And I will show you how I found a stock that is going crazy. And we'll look at that stuff. And American Airlines beat on earnings as well, but that one's down. And the reason is it's kind of a crazy story, but we'll go over all this stuff. So the Qs, again, you're sitting with an RSI at 64. Your MACD is just crossing. It's crossed the oscillator. The strike line is just crossing the oscillator. So you've got enough move that we could still go higher. Again, you could stair step it higher, but when you take a look at a weekly, okay, you're looking at a little bit of a stretch. RSI is at 63. That green line that you see right there, that's drawn by me. You remember trend lines, you put two trend lines for support. You can see decreasing volume. If we go back and we use this manual volume by trade and we pull it back to a recent low, okay, let's see where people are buying from this point. Okay, this is a weekly chart. So it's going to be, back here. This was the August 5th low because we're going to talk about Japan as well. Are people buying up here? Yeah. Yeah, they're buying up here. You got a shelf at 513, okay? You got a decent shelf building at 520. The ultimate shelves are still down below 500. So you want this below 500. That's how you want to look at the Qs. Even though the 4-hour may get you in at 519, if you don't feel comfortable, if you're not looking to buy at the all-time highs, just buy. I mean, for me, I added at 519. So it is what it is. And you know what else is? Roaring Kitty's back to tweeting. He posted this video. I'll save you a minute of your time. It's basically him waiting. We don't know what he's waiting for, but GameStop pumped. So he's still got some market power in there. And here's an event announcement for me, okay? I'm going to be on Substack. So you need to go get the Substack app, not substack.com, dailystockpick.substack.com. You need the actual app, and it needs to be on a mobile device. I think you can still use an iPad, but it will be what I'm calling a stock battle, okay? The stock battle. The rules were, it's going to be myself, James, the pragmatic investor, and Nader, real chart champ, who also, by the way, is my he's my my Trendspider affiliate. So he's really good with Trendspider. He was teaching me Fibonacci's yesterday, and he's also evacuating. So he might not be on there. He's in Southern California, just so you know. And there were fires last night, but 3 p.m. Eastern time today. The rules were one stock. We're going to make our pitch. 3 to 5 minutes. Remember, we can't show our screen, so I might turn the camera around to show you charts and things. 2 weeks from now, we're going to come back. I'm going to put up a poll and say, who did it better? Myself, James, or Nader? Whose stock are you buying? And by the way, their communities are coming as well. It's going to be on my Substack, but they are coming as well. And so we should have a few people in there. Hopefully, it'll get replayed. I hope you can share it out. I'll provide links to it, blah, 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 the whole thing. But 3 p.m. live. If you can't make it live, just know there will be a replay on the dailystockpick.substack.com. But it should be interesting. The rules were one stock, and we'll come back in 2 weeks because the market, we can make our pitches, and you can love the pitch. That's why I want you to take the actual poll when we put it up. Who did it better? Because the ultimate truth is just going to be the market. And what did the market tell us? Who won? So it should be fun. Again, it's more about fun. But I'll tell you, these two effers, they were telling me about the Bank of Japan last night and how at 10 p.m. tonight, 10 p.m. tonight, the Bank of Japan is making a rate decision. What happened the last time that the Bank of Japan made a rate decision? It was August 5th. Let's take it back. August 5th is right back here. See that line right there? I'm going to pull this back so you can see. See how it's one of our touch lines. Okay, it got to the bottom of the Bollinger Band. It got to the 50-day. If that happens, we're going back to 476. That would be quite a pullback in one day. So again, the Bank of Japan, these two efforts were also telling me that the Trump meme coin is a great investment and it's got more room to run. So it should be fun. Again, you can hear me yell at those two. It's interesting. Now, I want to try and do something that Nader taught me yesterday. and it's Fibonacci's. Okay, Fibonacci levels are, I'm not a Fibonacci guy. I'm not a guy that uses Fibonacci's. We're going to get rid of this Fibonacci. Let's go to the weekly, because that's where I was drawing this Fibonacci. And I'll point out to you, we're going to remove this, but I want to point out to you, there's two different types of Fibonacci's in Trendspider, okay? You can draw one that just uses the bottom and the top, okay? And it will tell you where your support is. And if you want to read up on Fibonacci's, you can. I'm not an expert. I am far from an expert, but I try and learn these things because Nader is a big believer in this and says Fibonacci's work. Here's Palantir. This is a weekly chart. How I would read this, okay, let's get rid of the Fibonacci's. And how I would read this is look at the MACD, super high. Look at the 200-day. You're at 20. The stock is trading at 80. Look at the 50-day. The 50-day is at 38. What has it done? The last time it got to the 50-day, it just crashed down. But this is a hype rally. So, A, valuations don't matter, because you can't look at valuations and say it's overpriced, because the market is saying it's worth 70. And look at how it's holding on to that high value area right there before it broke out. So the two Fibonacci's, if we just look at this and we put this here, okay, you can see support at 60, support at 69. You can see it, right there if you want that Fibonacci. But there's another one that actually I liked. And so it's the 3 Fibonacci points. And so he told me to draw the Fibonacci, and I've got it in my notes. You do it at the beginning of the move. Let's see, the beginning of the move, the top of the move, and then the pullback. So we haven't really seen a pullback in Palantir. And I'm going to do it in May 2023. Okay, that's the beginning of the move. We'll go to the top of the move, and then the pullback, I would say right there. That would be my support level. And I don't know if this is the real kind of Fibonacci, but it kind of shows you that we may have more room to go up. And it does look like the 73, 72 area may provide support. If you lose that support, what's interesting to me is you go down to 55, okay? Then maybe you go down to 40. So there's big moves down with very little increments in the resistance up. So do I want to own this one? For me, not my thing. We'll go into another software program that I think is more valued in later in the podcast. But I like this. This to me is an interesting one, because I can take this and I can look at Bitcoin. I can go to Bitcoin. Let's see, upper tilde BTC USD, and we'll pull up the Coinbase one, and we'll look at Bitcoin. Now, 4 hour looks like it just got you out. It's weak today. Bitcoin today is weak. You can see we've been putting in that range right there. If we go and look at a weekly on Bitcoin, and we just pull this one in, and we do the 3 Fibonacci's here on Bitcoin, we can look at November 2022. We can see that one. And then we can look at the pullback. Let's pull back, right? Or we'll pull. Let me get rid of this one. Remove this Fibonacci. We're going to, again, I'm just a moron trying to show you that the tools are out there and you can do this. And then we'll do the pullback. Look, it does look like you've got much more room higher. And in fact, when you get to that 145, there's a clear move to 178. So I thought that was interesting. Again, Fibonacci's not my thing. I'm just learning about it. Should be interesting. Now, I do want to point out the biggest movers on Thursday, okay? Knight's Swift Transportation rose 6%. Khaki, all earnings. What are the losers? Well, it's diluting on ASTS, and it's a news catalyst on EA. So what's pushing stocks up? It's earnings. You want to be able to look at earnings. And here on Earnings Hub, we got asked about AXP into earnings. You've got Texas Instruments. You've got Intuitive Surgical this afternoon. You had GE, Union Pacific, American Airlines. They all reported. Go and look at which ones are reporting good earnings, because you want to buy good companies with good products, with good profits, and good management. I was listening to the guy this morning from Davos, Workday. I like the CEO. Told my girlfriend at the breakfast table, I may buy this just based on the CEO. Couple of thoughts. Maybe I'll put a little elevator pitch on Workday into that one. So I thought that was interesting. Now, Prospero AI, they have an app. It's free. I don't pay for it. They do have a paid portion. They do have a paid newsletter. I use this app because I was on Spaces with them. They've actually done really, really well over the last year. And I think George is their CEO's name. They noticed some net option sentiment, MicroStrategy, and Coin. It's the way the app works is when you see these the net options short term, it means it could pump. I thought it was interesting. Again, I am double leveraged in MSTX and CONL. Now, have I made money? I think CONL is down compared to where I bought it. Let's see. Today, this one should be down about 3% on CONL. But I bought it with the 4-hour algorithm. 4-hour algorithm to me is fine buying it. I don't see it turning over on the 4-hour just yet. I may put a stop loss in there. MSTX is in my Webull account. And again, I bought this one on the 4-hour. You know, Bollinger Bands are cinching up. Maybe it's going for a little run with the MACD down below there. The RSI is at 50. I'm a believer in Bitcoin. So both of those are two that I bought. This is, and again, if you use Prospero and you find a stock that they say is bullish, pull up the app. Go and look at the stocks. Go and do your own research. That's what it is. And remember, your research includes tools. First one is Trendspider. We just looked at the Fibonacci stuff. Learn how to use Fibonacci's. Learn how to use moving averages. Learn how to use the RSI, how the MACD, all of that stuff. And use Trendspider. And part of the reason why I steer you towards this unlimited one-on-one training, I am not a master on Fibonacci's. I could be. You know how? Unlimited one-on-one training. Find it from a product expert. And that's why I steer you towards this advanced tool. If it's not in your budget, okay, then at least get the standard or the enhanced. The enhanced comes with a free one-on-one training session. So if you're new, at least you get one session with enhanced. Now, if you need additional training, you can pay for it. In fact, I talked to Jason from Trendspider last night. He may do his own training kind of stuff where he offers you a Calendly and you can create set a schedule and an hour with just Jason and say, okay, I want to learn this. He may train you. Again, talked with him last night about it. That might be an opportunity for you. But again, if you have Trendspider, I would urge you, or if you're interested, go to the advanced tab. And if you're not using Trendspider, you're out of your mind because it's great. You may say, well, I'm making money anyway without Trendspider. Wait until we have a bear market. It's great in a bull market. And remember, we are in a bull market, just in case you didn't know. It's great. Now, in a bull market, you want to be able to find new stocks. How do you find those stocks? Well, there's a Seeking Alpha bundle deal. Okay, you get two services and you save $159. Again, we're talking about tools. You get premium. You'll see me go through this. There's a stock at the end that I'm going to go through that we found just on Seeking Alpha Premium. Okay, top stocks. It went from $8 up to $40. It's trading at $40 right now. Okay, show you how to do that. You get your virtual analyst reports. You get everything that you need to actually just go to Prospero and then find a stock, or to Twitter and say, oh, I know how to look at this because I've got both Trendspider, Seeking Alpha, and you know what? I just got my new Alpha pick, which is a curated bundle, a curated portfolio of stocks where you get one on the 1st, one on the 15th, and they alert you when to sell. And why would you want this? Well, because when you buy the portfolio, you're up 177% versus during the time period when the S&P is up 58%. It continually outperforms since July of 2022. Okay? Not even 3 years. And you've more than doubled your money if you had this portfolio. Personally, I tried picking these stocks, and this is how you can use it. You can use it as a suggestion. Oh, I should go buy this. I tried it for 8 months. I did not beat that portfolio. And a good example is F&N Sprouts Farmers Market. Okay, this is a stock that they picked way back when. And I said, you know what? I shop there. I'm happy there, but it's not my main shopping. It's not going to be a good one. What happened? Boom, all the way up. Now the 4-hour algorithm got you back in at 131. Okay? Where are you trading at? 146. The 4-hour algorithm works. You win 53% of the time. That's how you use these 3 tools together. That came from Alpha Picks. So if you want the bundle, you save $159 off the bundle. Again, everything's on Linktree, linktr.ee/daily stock pick. And if you don't want Alpha Picks and you just want to do your own research, at least get Seeking Alpha Premium. At least get Seeking Alpha Premium. I mean, you can get a free 7-day trial. And if you don't use it, don't get it. You know, again, free 7-day trial. Try it. But there's your thing on tools. Now let's talk about Bitcoin. Because we saw MicroStrategy and Coinbase, they're Bitcoin related. There's a new ETF, okay? I don't even know the symbol. You'll have to watch this video. It is a 5-minute video. There is a new ETF that's coming out with 100% downside protection. You will not lose, according to the ETF fund manager, Michael Venturo of Tidal Financial Group. Matt Kaufman of Calamos, head of ETFs. He's the guy. But there's a guy commenting on the side as well. They said you will not lose it. Now, they do have other ETFs that protect you where 80% of your initial investment, it caps you on the upside, but they protect you 100% from the downside. So if you're afraid of Bitcoin, this may be the ETF for you. I have not researched it. Not one bit. Hold on. Stop, Daisy. I love you. We're good. But yes. So if you're afraid of Bitcoin, this may be the ETF for you. Just understand that. Okay? Go and watch the video. I'll put it in the newsletter. Now, this one, if you aren't afraid of Bitcoin, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, he's a big believer in Bitcoin. He thinks it's going to 700,000. 700,000. I'm a believer that we're at 150,000 this year at some point in time. You know what that move would be? That would be a 50% move in the price of Bitcoin. How do I play Bitcoin? Couple ways. I have IBIT. I just buy and hold based on this 4-hour algorithm. Okay? Got me an alert here at 56. I bought more at 56. We're trading at 58. We're down 2% today. Buy the freaking dip. Okay? The weekly looks a little stretched. I'm a believer in Bitcoin. If you're not, again, 100% protection from the downside. There's no risk, according to this guy, Matt Kaufman. So, but if you want, watch Larry Fink. He outlines why he thinks Bitcoin is going to 700,000. Now, I believe it's 150,000, and so does Evercore. So, the new Trump administration is expected to unlock the breakout above 110 resistance. It does have 110 resistance. We can go and look at it again. Upper score BTC USD, and then we pull up the Coinbase one, and we look at this, and we have some Fibonacci levels up there. I'm going to get rid of those Fibonaccis. They again, they're not living on my charts just yet because I'm not quite an expert. But see, if we just put a kind of line at 110, let's put it right there. See how it's got the resistance? 110. Well, what does the new, this is Rich Ross, head of technical analysis at Evercore. 110. Interesting stuff. Again, this is how you use the tools. Now here's Twitter. They didn't make it easy, but semiconductors are finally breaking to the upside. A TTM squeeze. Again, a custom indicator, and you'll see it down here. Well, I got to bring it. I can't bring it up. It's below my little black line there. But it's a 5-month squeeze on SMH. And it's a breakout. Look at how that clearly got into the wedge and broke out. Do we have more room to run? Let's look at SMH. Because I believe that NVIDIA, I don't own SMH, but the algorithm got you in here at 254. Okay, and you can see it bumping up right there. The MACD, a little bit high. RSI coming off of oversold at 69. You're down at 59. So it's resetting. Weekly's reset on the MACD, okay? Look at that nice capitulation right there, like you just saw the wedge. And then you look at the RSI, it's at 58. Could we move? Absolutely could move. Again, this is how you use these things. And if you want to know what SMH is made of, go over to Seeking Alpha, okay? Go and look at the holdings. The holdings, it's NVIDIA, Taiwan Semi, Broadcom, ASML, Applied Materials, Qualcomm, AMD, Micron, 26 names. And if you look at it, it's a buy in the quant, and they go over momentum, expenses of B, dividends, risk, A+ liquidity. It's number 6 out of 93s in the technology. What's the number one? ARKQ, technology and robotics. That's the number one ETF that they rank on the quant. You got ARKW, ARKF. SMH is just number 6. You could go down a rabbit hole looking at that stuff just on the tools, okay? This is an interesting one. This clip explains how financials outperform in the first year of every president's term. That second one is healthcare. Okay, watch this clip. It's a really good clip with Liz something from SOFI. I really like her. She does a great job of looking at the sectors just based on the first year of the presidential cycle. And we know Trump is going to pull out some of the regulations. So XLF might be a way to do it. Now, if you don't like XLF, you can find other ETFs in Seeking Alpha. But XLF, buy right here in the 4-hour algorithm, $48. XLF, if you think that it's going to crash, maybe you want to use the 4-hour algorithm. It makes you 38% versus buying and holding over 40%. You win 57% of the time. It's better than blackjack. Okay, 57% of the time you win. Your average win 3.69. Maybe you want a leveraged ETF on the financials. We can go and look at what's a financial, FAS or FAZ. Let's see, financial bull is 3 times levered. 3 times levered. Okay, the algorithm makes you 113% versus 100% if you bought and held. You win 55% of the time. Just got you in here at 149. Where are you trading? 170. Okay, the 4-hour algorithm has an ability to take emotions out of the trade and say, you know, I may want to look at this one. That's what it does. So let's talk about my book a little bit, because my book is Apple. Apple struggles in 2025, diverging from the other Magnificent Seven. This outlines everything that you need to know about the Magnificent Seven. Amazon, the Magnificent matches up. These are the rankings, and Tesla's the bottom ranking. Apple's the second bottom one. Okay, Apple has not done well year to date. And so if we look at it, year to date, you are down 9.97%. Okay, I sold a bunch at 257, went up to 260. I thought I was, oh my God, I sold too soon. Nah, didn't sell too soon. I sold thousands and thousands of shares. So am I upset about it? Not really. It's going to come back in my mind. I just think they're too strong of a company to actually, they're making too much money. The valuation is absolutely stretched. They don't have the growth to sustain that valuation. But their profitability is unheard of. Now, that is under attack from the EU. So be careful. You have to know what you own. You know, Peter Lynch, we went over it yesterday. You have to know what you own. I know exactly what I own. And you know what? Webb Bush says Apple fear is overdone. Shares fall fractionally, blah, blah, blah. Apple is slated to report first fiscal results on January 30th after the close. A consensus of analysts expect the company will earn $235 per share and $124 billion in revenue. Ives maintained his outperform rating with a $325 price target. $325. Okay, it's trading at $225. Doesn't mean it's going to jump after these earnings back up, but you can see the MACD is way down. Okay, we are at levels, 22 on the RSI. That is way oversold. It's down below its 200-day on this 4-hour chart. I mean, we can even look at the daily, because there's a lot of ETFs that look at this daily. It is flirting with its 200-day on the daily. When's the last time it was even close to the 200-day? That was May 2024. Okay, and every time, if you look at this daily, it has been a great buy to buy it under the 200-day. So from a technical standpoint, maybe it makes sense. From a 4-hour algorithm standpoint, it still has you out. It got you out with a nice 6% gain right there. Remember, I tried to time it at 257. This got you out around 246. If you want the algorithm, it makes you 43%. You win 33% of the time. I use this to get back into Apple. That's the way I use this. And the weekly on Apple, the MACD, still extended. The RSI has quickly come back to 46. So we might see a little pop in that one. But again, I'm not the only one. Webbush thinks that it could pop as well. Okay, hold on one second. This girl is crying. Hold on. I can't. Well, maybe the camera will follow me. What do you want? Is it just because the blanket? Good Lord. See? All she wanted to do was go under the blanket. That's it. Oh, boy. So now I got to edit. Oh, Eli, those guys are so good. Hopefully you get James. Let me know what you think, Eli, because you've used it before. So it should be a good test to see how good it is. Okay, I'm going to hit record again. Next, Mag 7. It's breaking out again. This is Mag S. Mag S is an ETF for the Mag 7. See how it's breaking out from the channel? This has been just buy during the capitulation, buy during the downturn. When it breaks that, you've been rewarded. That's a daily chart. And if we look at MAGS in the 4-hour algorithm, 4-hour algorithm has you in at 55 and it's trading at 56. You know, MACD, again, down at the oscillator. RSI is down at 57. You know, Mag 7, I owned them individually, but I like all of them. So Apple fears overdone. Mag 7 ETF, I like it. After all the fuss, NVIDIA, part of the Mag 7, still continues to hold weekly horizontal support. When in doubt, zoom out. Weekly charts will tell you, are we in a bull market for this stock or are we in a bear market? This has just been capitulation. There is nothing between 130 and 140 since November. If you're not looking at this and saying, oh my God, we're going to break out, they have to get the earnings. The earnings are going to be a catalyst for this. And it's going to be all the other chip earnings that will come in. But you're clearly seeing it's trading at 144 right now. If we hold that 140 level, like we have been, old resistance turns to new support. And that's the start of the next run. On a weekly chart, the MACD has come down. It's not as extended as it was, but we've traded sideways. Okay, the RSI has traded sideways. So I continue to think that this is a great opportunity. Software is the next portion of the AI trade. So you're going to have to pick your winners. You're going to have to pick your, which stocks you think will win AI. Obviously, Palantir has started to win. CRM has not started to win. But the CEO is saying, hey, in Q4, you're going to see thousands of Agentforce deals. This is him talking his book. I don't know when they report. Let me see. I do own CRM. I owned it in my Roth. I bought it at like 220. I think I bought it a couple of times. Algorithm has you in at 334 right there. You're seeing the 311. Where did I get that one? It's from the previous all-time highs. And we pulled back close to it. This one got to, let's see. This one got to 313. And then we've seen it push back up. 323. It's trading right now at 331. Do we have 360 in it? You do, because that's the previous all-time high. Might provide some resistance, but you see the last previous all-time high went right through it. MACD below the oscillator, RSI at 54. They report in February 27th. So it's not anytime soon. When in doubt, pull out. Where's the 311? Oh, look, it's not just March of 2024. It was way back here, the 2021 highs. And it's using it as support. If you can buy this anywhere near 311, just buy it. MACD still stretched. RSI at 58. If you see this one pull back, buy it. Mark Benioff is talking his book. He wouldn't be out there touting this stuff if the earnings weren't fantastic. Okay? And we talked about Palantir. It could be the next Oracle or Salesforce over the next coming years, says Webbush. Okay? They moved their price target to $90. We just looked at those Fibonacci levels. Is $90 in there? Let's go to a weekly. Let's look at a weekly on this one. The weekly is $90 in there. Oh, it's one of these. It's in between the next leg up, which is 84 to 101. You're trading at 77. Might make sense. Palantir a bit overpriced, but valuation has not mattered on this one. Where's Wall Street at? Their average price target is still 46. This is the Tesla move that we saw in 2018. So I'm not in this one. I don't own it. It's just an interesting one. Another interesting one today, GE Aerospace. This is up 10%. They had fantastic earnings, increasing the dividend by 30% and a $7 billion buyback. It's up 10%. Again, earnings are moving stocks. American Airlines, AAL. This one had earnings and they are down 7%. This is a crazy story. Okay. They beat and they guided light. And the reason they guided light is because versus what Wall Street said, they said Wall Street didn't price in their workforce labor increases. And the CEO was on CNBC this morning and he said, you know what? This is the first time in my 3-year tenure that I'm not in contract negotiations. It's a good thing. Where does Wall Street think that, again, it's an airline. It's not a great industry, but 17, 18, okay? The average price target is $20.24. You're going to see some analysts. Wait for a few days if you don't own this one. Airlines have just been in an upward, look at that, in an upward trend. This isn't pulling back to the 14 level. If you've been in an airport, tell me that demand is going down. Wall Street, again, buy, strong buy. The quant has had it as a strong buy since, let's see, $12. And again, you're trading at 17. It got to 20. So the tools are in here. Again, Seeking Alpha is a great one. Every now and then we'll go to the top stock section, okay? And you look at it and you say, well, what does the quant really know? Well, take this PSIX. I bring this one up all the time, okay? When the quant says it's a strong buy, we can go back and look. It's been a strong buy forever. This one became the top quant strong buy at $4.20. That was May 14th. We started looking at this one around June. Somebody in the Facebook group went in and said, this is the strongest buy. Well, let's look at PSIX today. It's trading at $40. That's 10 times your money from where you bought it before. Okay? That's 10 times your money. They just got NASDAQ listing. It doesn't make sense to go over to Trendspider because the chart's messed up from when they moved to the NASDAQ. But it's not $1 billion. It's $924 million. So it's not even I think it would be labeled as a small cap. But you look at the valuation, making money. You look at the growth. They're losing 11% revenue year over year. But look at all the EBITDA growth. Levered free cash flow down 81%, but everything's good. And you can go and let's go look at what it says about the growth. Their competitors, Cummins and Caterpillar. The growth metrics are phenomenal with forward earnings per share growth at 80%, vastly outperforming the sector's 8%. Okay? Again, this is a stock where you can just find it. So I want you to use your tools. One of the things I'm going to go over this weekend is how do you find stocks like this? Well, I'll give you several different ways. But this is one that just found. We can go to the top stocks now, and you can look at KNIS. KINS is Kingstone. This is an insurance, property and casualty. $190 million market cap. It's got a 52-week range of $2 to $18. Quant says it's a strong buy. When did it move to a strong buy? Move to a strong buy at $9.88. Where you're trading today, $15. That's a 50% freaking move. So again, how do you find these things? You use these tools. The tools are all at Linktree, linktr.ee. You can find Trendspider. You can find the Seeking Alpha bundle, which is what I suggest. Or you can just buy the Seeking Alpha stuff separately. You can buy here, right here at $30 off your premium membership, and you get a free 7-day trial. Go and try and find those scanners. Then use Seeking Alpha or Alpha Picks. 2 stock picks. I've over $100,000 invested in this portfolio, and it's done perfectly fine. And I bought in October. I think I bought one at highs in November. I'm not worried about it. It's a buy and hold. It's a no thought process portfolio for me, which is what I love. I don't have to do a damn thing. So if you just want a portfolio that's going to outperform, that has outperformed, I should say, future stuff isn't predicted. But again, it's outperformed significantly. It's Alpha Picks. And you just buy on the 1st and the 15th, and you sell when they tell you to sell. That's it. That's it. And you get $50 off when you sign up using my link. Again, everything's over at Alpha Picks. I'll include scans. We had a couple. I'm going to put them in. Why not? Viking Therapeutics is one. VKTX. This is one that's rumored to have a GLP-1 drug, which has been out of favor. It has been out of favor for a while. The algorithm makes you 60% buying and holding. You're still up 295% from 2 years ago. So you can see it pumped up during this time when GLP-1s were super, super hot in February of 2024. If we look at a weekly on this one, it's gone to shit. I mean, honest to God, it's gone to shit. You're going to see it go back to probably its 200-day at 21. But if you want to trade the algorithm, again, the algorithm wins 29% of the time. At some point in time, this one starts to turn around. That 200 days still positive, 50 days still positive. So it's a biopharma. I'm not a big fan of it. It is what it is. mRNA, Intuit, and Monster Energy are the other ones. If you want to do those charts, if you want anything else, let me know. I am available. Linktree has all of my contact information. Sign up. I'll see you at 3 o'clock today for the stock battle. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye. Oh boy, my back's hurting now. 9:49. Let me see how long that one was. I think that was a rather quick one, but I think it was a good one. I still have to pick my damn stock on Stock Battle, so let's see. Yeah, 39-minute podcast. Oh, come on. We're going to go there. We're going to go there. And then we're going to alter this. And then I'm going to reduce background noise. And
Fibonacci. But there's another one that actually I liked. And so it.
Let's see. Why not voice enhance?
So it should be fun.
Okay, there we go. Let us
Morning, it is Thursday, January 20th.
Bum, bum, bum. Copy. And then we're going to paste all adjustments. And then we're going to put in our, put this in at the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, green screen. We'll put in this one. Okay, we're gonna copy. And we'll export. Oh boy.
Picks. So if you want the bundle, you save 150.
There we go. Bum, 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 bum. Export file. 123 pod. There we go. Save. Ooh, Let me read your comments. Credo. I don't know why Credo's soaring. I mean, have you looked at news? Is Credo soaring today? I see it down 0.67. I don't see it soaring. Kia, where are you seeing it? Credo surging. Oh, lately. Credo's a good company. I mean, that's what it is. It's a, it's a semiconductor company. They do custom semis. So, I mean, that's the new hottest thing is custom semis. It's got more room to grow. It's only a $14 billion market cap. And when you look at the valuation, it's not extended because their PEG ratio, their growth is still good. 204% EBITDA growth. Let's see. Operating cash, blah, blah, blah. Go and read the virtual analyst report. That's what I'd tell you to do, Keo. It's good. I mean, that's a stock where you may not know enough about it. Let's see. My portfolios, let's see, the market's open. So let's look at my Webull account is, wow, shit's positive. Shit took off. Holy crap. Something happened. Crypto must be soaring. My main account is not soaring, but my Webull account is soaring. My main account, I'm positive, but my Webull account is up. I mean, this was down 4% earlier today. It's now up 1.1%. And it does look like MSTX took off. So that's my big winner today. I'm up, let's see, 15% on that buy. So yeah, Credo is just, I mean, Credo for me would be I'm not in it. I need to get into it, but I'm not in it. 95-cent dividend. Forward yields of 7.37%. They just keep paying you money. So I like this one. I own this one. That's one I own. Yeah. I mean, headline. I mean, let's just go in and look at MicroStrategy. Share boost approved by Bitcoin purchases. Yeah. I mean, they're just buying it. Let's go and look at BTC USD. Dogecoin steps closer to Wall Street with Bitwise ETF registration. CRISPR Therapeutics pops. Yeah. Let's see. Eli's talking his own book here. Minus 1.33. Look at that. Held the highest rating this quarter with a quant score of 4.76. You recognize Corning? I probably should have put, I could have put Zebra in the, let's see. It's a strong buy. Average price target 419. So it's not too high. But shit, your company has had a $619 price target before. That's not a bad chart. I mean, again, if I were to look at Zebra, that's a great looking chart, Eli. I mean, you got employee purchase, you got anything in that. That's a nice turnaround. And I know D-Man's a big fan of this, of your company. And you've almost got a golden cross on that 200-day at 365 should provide support even if your earnings are bad. But in my mind, if your software company is in this market is showing bad earnings, you got a big problem. Yeah, Jason, it was the top pick. Okay, I gotta go put all this together. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the 27 thumbs up, even though there's like 60 people watching. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up. But I need to go over some of my filters on this because 3-band equalizer, I think my low is too high. I think I need to put up the mid and the high. Yeah, I think that probably sounds a little bit better. Expander, I have no idea what an expander does. Compressor, I know what that does, but I probably shouldn't. A limiter. I probably want to mess with that again, and then the gain. I think I'm gonna sound better. I don't know. I gotta work on this. It sounds very full and very clean in my headphones, but then I listen to it on my phone and other headphones, and it just doesn't sound as good as others. And I think part of it might be because this is a USB-A, and I have a connector on the microphone to a USB-C. I may have to do it. Thanks, Keo. I appreciate it. Yeah. I'm just happy. Shit. I was depressed yet. Now, my Webull account, it's not life-changing. It's, let's see, 12,000. So, but that started as $1,000. And so I'm pretty happy. There's my entire portfolio, just so you know. But I'm always happy when I see green. NVIDIA is the one in the red. Yeah. In a stock like that, Eli, I would say max out that, and you're smart enough to know that, max out your employee purchase, because they give you I know when I worked for Cox, they gave me 10% the average quarter price. So I would have to have it taken out of my paycheck every 2 weeks, but every quarter they would make the purchase at the average price, the average quarter price. So you'd see it go up, and then they'd give you a 10% discount off of that. So you were making 10% off the average price. As long as the stock was even staying flat, you were making 10%. So, and there were rules around me because I was an insider and I knew too much, and I didn't like it. I didn't want to max it out, but I was also 30 in my 30s. So, and just FYI, so everybody's aware, I did not make a fortune in the working world. I've made, let's see, does it tell me my total here? All positions. And I think this is even messed up. No, it doesn't tell me my total. I think on the Fidelity website, it does tell me the total percentage. But even that's messed up. It's thousands and thousands of percentage that I've made in the market compared to what I've put in. So, oh, shit. Eli, hire me. 10% from the lowest open on the quarter? Hire me onto that one. I want in on that employee purchase. Just so you know, the podcast is now a business, and it's paying me a W-2. So I'm actually working for the man, but the man is me. Okay. Keo, that's awesome. Congratulations, man. That's amazing. That's simply amazing. Honestly, that's amazing. I don't know. Let's look at Apple from the low. Let's look at a weekly. So in 2022, the low of 2022. So if you were to buy right about here, January, we'll do 2020. We'll say June. You're up 400% and Apple's up like, 80%? So you killed it. My portfolio is not up all that much. Remove this segment. Okay, I'm out. I will see you guys at 3 o'clock. Log on to Substack at 3 o'clock for the stock battle. Okay, take care. See ya.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.